Alrighty, so here we go, man. For those of you who are still rocking with me after my first channel got removed by YouTube, for those of you who've been asking for the Fuck Buddy Etiquette upload or re-upload, that video is gone. So I'm here basically to make a whole new joint. Now, here's the beautiful thing, right, about my commentary, my content, is that it's all here. So although the original videos are no longer with us, the knowledge, the experience is still here, right? My ability to facilitate that knowledge is still here. So when we talk about fuck buddy etiquette, right, there are three main principles of etiquette, right? Three main principles. That is consideration, respect, and honesty. Okay? Again, consideration, respect, and honesty. Okay, let me say this for all you guys. There is no shortage of women who are down for a fuck buddy relationship or a sexual relationship. Regardless of what you might hear women say publicly, there are plenty of women out here, very attractive women, right, who are game, if you will, for fuck buddy situations or sexual relationships. Same shit, right? Sexual relationships where it's mainly just sex, or fuck buddy scenarios, mainly just sex, right? Or just sex in some cases. Now, again, consideration, respect, and honesty. Let me speak on something. For those of you who caught the Real Game No Theory podcast this past Sunday, there was a guy who called in and he was talking about how two of his other partners, so it was three women, three guys, including himself, where him and one of his other partners end up having sex with two out of the three girls. The third girl that was there did not want to have sex with his other friend, right? The third guy, right? And how he ended up just dropping those women off late at night, in the middle of the night, at a gas station. And as far as the women knew, they were getting a ride home. I want to briefly talk about something, right? Okay, what are we talking about? Okay, when we talk about fuck buddy etiquette, we're talking about honesty, transparency, right? In order to be honest with someone, you must be transparent and you must have great communication where it's always understood what's going on in any given scenario, right? Consideration, be considerate, right? Also, respect. Respect people's boundaries, respect the parameters. Any type of relationship you agree to with a woman, right? There needs to be respect for the boundaries and the parameters set forth in that particular relationship. I want guys to understand something when women consent to have sex with you. When women consent to have sex with you, okay, I need you guys to really understand what I'm saying. They're not only consenting to the physical act of having sex with you, they're also consenting to the circumstance surrounding the sex. Okay, let me say that shit again. Not only are they consenting to the physical act of having sex, but they're consenting rather to the circumstance. So what I mean by that is, if you've led a woman to believe that you're down to get to know her and perhaps venture down the road of a potential relationship in the future, and part of her reason she's consenting to have sex with you is because you guys had a discussion where she truly believes that you guys having sex now is not just sex to you, that you actually want to date her and get to know her. So she's not only consenting to the physical act of having sex, she's consenting to the circumstance, meaning there's an expectation that what you guys are doing is more than just fucking because of what you led her to believe. So And I said all that to say this. Not only is the woman consenting to sex, she's consenting to the circumstances. This is why if you do want merely just a sexual relationship or a fuck buddy scenario to pop off, let the woman know that that's what it is, right? Let her know that, hey, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm trying to do. So if you with it, this is how it's going to be. It's not going to be a situation where you can call me anytime you want. You can text me anytime you want. It's not going to be a situation where we're going out on dates and shit. It's not going to be a situation where we're going to be spending the night together, taking showers together, sharing meals together. It's not going to be a situation where we're just talking on the phone because you want to hear my voice and all that other type of shit. So essentially, the only time we're going to be in communication with each other is to either set up a rendezvous or because we're kind of talking shit to each other about how exciting the last rendezvous was. So basically 99% of our conversation centers around sex, either the sex we're going to have or the sex we just got done having. Okay, when you talk about having a fuck buddy or having an individual that you have a sexual relationship with, that's what it is, right? So again, 3 principles of etiquette: honesty, respect, and consideration. So let's break this shit down a little bit more. So here's the reality of it, right? Once you start blurring the lines, okay, so let's say you agree to embark on a fuck buddy relationship or a sexual relationship, right? Once you start blurring the lines, then what you have is no longer a fuck buddy relationship or a sexual relationship. You have something else. And what I mean by that is, once you start having conversations with the woman that involves her day at work, or it involves her upbringing, or she's telling you about some personal shit that's going on in her life, and you're giving her that ear, you guys are really having conversations and shit about that. Okay, once you start, if she comes to your house and before y'all fuck, y'all sit down on the couch, watch Netflix together, maybe y'all get some takeout, y'all share a meal together, and then maybe she's over there for quite a bit, and then y'all fuck. Or she comes over, y'all have sex, and then after y'all have sex, she's kind of laying up in your arms and shit. Y'all are talking, having very intimate conversations about each other's past, each other's current state of affairs in your life and shit. That's no longer fuck buddy shit. Okay, that's something else. Okay, you're blurring the lines, and it's becoming something else. I need guys to understand something. Once you start to introduce non-sexual intimacy in the equation, it becomes something else. It's just a matter of time before one or both of you start catching feelings. Now, here's my caveat to that. There is nothing wrong with having a fuck buddy situation that starts to kind of build and it becomes something else. It becomes where you guys are now really dating each other. You're going out, you're enjoying each other beyond just the bedroom. It's okay if it turns into something else. What I'm telling you guys is this: if you know in your heart of hearts that you don't want it to become nothing else, what I'm giving you is the fucking knowledge based on my experiences and my own knowledge, right? I'm giving you quote unquote best practices. Shout out to Miles Cunningham, because that's how he references the information that he gives. Excuse me, as best practices. I'm giving you the 411 on how to have a very enjoyable situation where both you and the woman mutually benefit from the situation, where you can lessen the likelihood of drama in your life. Okay, you can lessen the likelihood of having a toxic situation because the woman believes one thing, although you're saying another. And what often happens is what you're telling her doesn't match what you're actually doing. An example of that is this. If you tell a woman, look, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm not looking for anything serious, but yet she calls you up to go to her house and she ain't trying to have sex with you right away. She wants to watch a movie with you first or some shit on Netflix or whatever the fuck it is. And you capitulate to that. You acquiesce to that. right? This is what a lot of guys do, right? Because they feel like, man, I want access to the sex, so whatever little extra shit the woman is going to have me doing, fuck it, I'll do it. And what you're saying is, once you start doing that extra shit, number one, you're no longer in control of the situation. Okay, you're no longer dealing with the woman on your terms. You're dealing with her on her terms. So even if you desired a fuck buddy situation, by her actions of having you sit on the couch and watch a fucking movie with her, she's basically telling you with her actions, this ain't going to be the type of situation you want it to be. It's going to be how I want it to be if you want this pussy. You can never allow a woman to dictate terms and conditions. For whatever type of relationship you desire as a man, whatever role you want that woman to play in your life, okay, it's very prudent of you to make sure that what you tell her and what you do is in alignment. It matches up, right? So she can never come back and say, well, you did this or you said that, right? Again, what are you eliminating? You are eliminating drama. One of the things that I talk about all the time, when you deal with women, no matter what capacity, okay, whether it's just one date and then you guys fall off, multiple dates and you guys fall off, whether it's a fuck buddy situation or you guys are dating for some time, or if it turns into a relationship, marriage, whatever it is, as the man, you are responsible for managing that situation with that woman. Okay, you're also responsible for mitigating her emotions. When I say mitigating her emotions, meaning once you see that she's getting a little too emotional or a little too involved emotionally with a situation that you made clear wasn't going to be anything but a fuck buddy situation, you need to mitigate that situation. To mitigate means make less severe. So I'll give you a real quick example. I had a young lady I was dealing with some time ago, years ago, and we had a fuck buddy scenario going on, and she called me, right? She called me, and she wanted me to come by later on that night and beat it up, right? So I told her, hey, all right, I'll be there later on this evening, and we're going to make that happen. So what I did was something that I shouldn't have did. So before we hung up, she started just talking to me about frivolous shit. So one of the things she asked me was, what are you doing right now? And I told this story so many times, but for those of you who haven't heard it, here we go. And for those of you who have heard it, sometimes this shit bears repeating so you can get it, right? So she said, what are you doing right now? And I said, well, right now I'm about to go catch up with my boys. We're about to go grab a bite to eat, toss back some drinks, just kick it. And then boom, she started kind of going in. How come you don't take me out? How come we don't do anything together? And I kind of started laughing. And I said, girl, look, I ain't got time for this shit. Look, I'm going to holler at you this evening. And she was like, no, I'm serious. I feel like you just taking advantage of me. And I'm like, it's just chick right here. So what is my responsibility? To mitigate, right? So I tell her, I said, look, let me tell you something. Now, at this point, it was time to get kind of stern with her, all right? And let her know this is what it is, right? There is no other option for you. This is what it is. So I told her, look, we don't date. That's not what we do. We fuck. That's what we do. And I'm telling you, it's like I was telling her. We fuck. That's what we do. You get horny. You want me to come through and beat it up. If I'm free, I'll come through and beat it up. I get a little horny. I want to make something happen with you. I hit you up. If you're free, we make it happen. That's the extent of our relationship. That's what we do. We fuck. We don't date. And then I told her, I said, if that's a problem for you, not only will I not come by tonight, but we can end our little situation right here. And I'm telling her, it could be over right now. So what I'm letting her know is this conversation ain't going to happen again, right? Basically is what I'm telling her. Like, you're my fuck buddy. I'm your fuck buddy. That's the role we play in each other's lives. And now for me, I didn't tell her this, but I need guys to understand. If I want to elevate you to another role, it's going to be at a time of my choosing and on my terms. Okay, you can't dictate to me that you want an elevation in roles. You can't complain to me that you want to be elevated in the role that you're playing in my life. No. I control that 100%, right? And for some women hearing this, it might sound cold, but yo, It is what it is. Okay, and the reason why it has to be this way, because guys don't understand that it is your job, it is incumbent upon you to not only police yourself, but you have to police her attitude, you have to police her emotions, and you have to make sure that the shit runs smoothly. The first time you see that the train is running off the rails, you either got to leave her alone or you got to take corrective action and let her know, hey, look, shorty, this is what it is. But also be mindful of what you're doing. You have to ask yourself, is there anything I did in the situation that gave her what she believes is justification for even trying to come at me with this? Okay, my mistake was I'm talking to her on the phone about shit that ain't got shit to do with fucking. The minute she said, so what are you doing right now? Hey, look, I'm going to holler through the night. And I should have hung up the phone. And that would have been that. Now, the end result of the situation was, okay, I still went over that night, still beat it up, and we continued our fuck buddy situation for probably several months to a year. I mean, it was a while. So although she felt away, she felt like, although I'm upset that he won't take me out, I would rather have access to him, albeit just sexual, than not have access to him at all. But I need to tell you guys, that's not always going to be the case with all women. Some women just going to dip, right? But it just so happened that her feelings for me superseded just sex. And I was well aware of this, okay? I was aware of this before the phone call. I already knew she started falling for a nigga. But it's okay if a woman is falling for you. That's not your fault that a woman is catching feelings. So as long as you're sticking to the script, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're not blurring the lines. Once you start blurring the lines, then sometimes what you have to do is leave her alone, because there are some situations that are just going to be combative, right? Now, me and her situation wasn't like that. The situation we had, that was the first and only time she said what she said, and we were straight after that, right? Now, let me just say this about fuck buddy situations. This is what guys got to understand. You literally have to be emotionally unavailable. You have to be emotionally unavailable. So what I mean by that is, if a woman is trying to tell you about her problems, okay, I'm not saying you shut her up, but an example is she's talking to you about her relationship with her best friend, right? Her and her best friend are beefing, and she's very emotional about it, and she's coming at you about it. And, give her about 30 seconds or so and be like, yeah, I hope everything will work out for you. I really do. I hope you and your friend are able to get past it and y'all can get back to being good friends. But anyway, like I was telling you earlier, and then get her back to where her mind needs to be on, which is, we're fuck buddies, okay? That's it. I'm not the guy you come through with. I'm not the guy you come to with your problems. I'm not the shoulder to cry on. I'm not the empathetic listening ear. I'm not that guy, right? I'm not going to be rude to you, but at the same time, I'm not going to allow you to change the dynamic of our relationship. We have a fuck buddy relationship. Now, if you want to campaign and audition to try and be more than just a fuck buddy to me, cool. I will sit back and see what it is you're doing. But again, you can never allow the woman to try and change the dynamic of what you guys going on. Okay, you should be in control over where it goes, if it goes anywhere. Okay, and again, women gonna hear this shit and they're gonna have a problem with it, but it is what it is. Okay, freedom of choice. If women don't like it, then they can date other men. Okay, or they can just leave you alone, whatever the case may be. Again, if you truly desire a fuck buddy situation where you know for a fact you don't want nothing but sex, nothing, you don't want to go out on no dates, you don't want to do nothing, you just want this chick you can slide through maybe once a week or whatever it is, and you guys have a good time sexually, and that's the extent of it, okay, there are plenty of women that are down for that. Okay, you just have to be consistent with your actions and make sure you don't blur the line. Okay, another example of that is, again, you don't spend a night with these chicks, man. Okay, outside of sex, you don't hang out with them. So a real quick example is, let's say a woman come over, right? She come through the door, she looking nice, you hit her with the little pirouette, like, girl, you look good. Let's hit this bedroom. right? And then you go ahead, you do the damn thing, beat it up, whatever, right? And then right after you done, get out of bed. Okay, I told you guys this a couple times. Right after you done, maybe, you lay there for a minute, catch your breath or whatever. Me personally, I don't lay there. I sit up. I sit up and I sit on the edge of the bed. That's what I do. I sit on the edge of the bed, catch my breath for a minute. If I'm sweating, I gotta, whatever, right? And then I tell a young lady, hey, if you need to use the bathroom, I got some wet wipes in there. I got washcloths. I got some body wash because, you got to keep the feminine body wash, you know what I'm saying, just so they can clean themselves off. Because sometimes the chick will come over and before you get busy, you tell her to go in the bathroom and freshen up. I want her to come out. I want her to smell like lavender. You know what I'm saying? I want her to smell like springtime out this motherfucker. So I might have a little something in the bathroom. So after sex, I'm telling her, hey, feel free to use the bathroom and clean yourself off, whatever, freshen up or whatever the case may be. And then I get up and I throw on some basketball shorts or some lounge pants or whatever I got. And so now she understands that, one, I'm done fucking. Two, we're not about to lay in the bed and talk, right? So when she come out the bathroom, what is she doing? Getting dressed. Okay, and the reason why that's happening is because that's been the consistency of our situation, where it's routine. She understands the assignment. I come through, we chit-chat for all about 5 minutes. All right, he takes care of me sexually, right? He makes me smile. And then I go home. And he always tells me, hey, when you get home, hit me up and let me know you made it home safe. Right? Now, on the way out the door, I ain't got no problem giving a little kiss, a little tap on the ass. Hey, you take care of yourself. We're going to do this shit next week. I'm going to holler at you. Right? And that's it. It ain't hard. You guys make it hard. And the problem with a lot of guys is guys think that women won't accept that. Well, here's my response to women won't accept that. There will be some women who might start to catch feelings, and at some point they might feel like, I don't want to be just Carrie's fuck buddy. I want to be more. And they feel like if they can't get their way, then they're either going to make a stink about it or they're just going to dip. Okay, if they dip, cool. I ain't tripping. I had fun. She had fun. She started catching feelings. She checked herself. She rolled out. No problem, right? Now, the door is open. Like Steve always says, I'll leave a candle in the window if you want to come back. And I had plenty of chicks that were fuck buddies that rolled out because they wanted more, or there was a guy that they were seeing that was willing to date them seriously. So they rolled out, tested the waters over there, and came right the fuck back. Right now, in the event the chick make a stink about it, all you got to do is let her know, remind her what the assignment is, and she can either get back on the same page with you, or you got to go ahead and tell her, hey, you got to dip. You know what I'm saying? You got to dip. This is what it is with me. You obviously want something else. I'm not willing to give you what it is you asking for. It makes no sense to go back and forth about this shit. It ain't going to happen. So you might as well just dip. You know what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, that's what it is. Fuck buddy etiquette. Respect, honesty, and consideration. Respect, honesty, and consideration. Now, let me just say this real quick. Again, just because you are in a fuck buddy scenario doesn't mean it can't evolve into something more. I said this recently. In my adult life, meaning since I graduated high school up until now, I've had 4 serious relationships. All 4 of those relationships started off as fuck buddy situations. So for any women listening, there's hope for you. But I'm going to put you through the gauntlet. You know what I'm saying? You got to start off in the mailroom. Okay, I promise you're going to get that corner office with a view. You know what I'm saying? If you've earned it, right? If you've earned it, you might get let me not say I promise, but I promise that I will consider it if you earned it, right? There might be potential there if you earned it. No promises. But gentlemen, even when you very first meet women, don't be telling them I'm open for a relationship. Number one, yeah, you might be open for a relationship, but you haven't identified if she is the woman you're open for a relationship for. So never say that shit. That's giving women false hope. And again, what are we talking about? Managing and mitigating. fuck buddy etiquette. Consideration, respect, honesty. I'm out.